Hi, and welcome back to Football Made Simple.
One of England's biggest rivalries took centre stage when Ollie's United hosted Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool. Liverpool have been in decent form, whilst United have been struggling, but both still have high aims for the season. In the end, Liverpool decimated United 5-0 thanks to a Salah hat-trick, Jota and Keita. The XG showed that Liverpool created several chances and were clinical in comparison to United, whilst the XG time map showed that Liverpool were a cut above all match. But where was this match won and lost tactically? Let's take a look. And guys, I am excited to announce one of my favorite sponsors and the perfect app for anyone who enjoys the channel. It is none other than Top 11, who have a brand new release for you, Top 11 22, and it is simply the best free-to-play football management game available on Android, iOS and the web. If you watch this channel, you probably love the tactical side of the game, and Top 11 gives you the full managerial experience, allowing you to sign players for your club, set up formations and tactics in order to win trophies like the Champions League. The new mode, Playstyles, brings even more tactical depth by allowing individual players to unlock new skills and develop specialties perfect for your team. And you can get your mates involved as well, forming an association with them to play other groups of managers around the world. Or, let's be real, we love a bit of competition, so you can set up tournaments and championships to compete directly against them, to see who is truly the best manager. And Top 11 is a worldwide community, available in 31 languages, and you can face off against 240 million other players around the world who are ready to compete. So, if you want to get playing, download Top 11 free through the link for Android, iOS or the web. And if you want to challenge me, search for FMSFC. A quick reminder of the formations, with Ollie initially in his preferred 4-2-3-1, whilst Klopp stuck to the 4-3-3. Let's concentrate on Liverpool on the ball and United's pressing structure. Liverpool in open play could build with a pretty standard back four, with Trent and Robertson initially deeper to provide the easy outlets for the centre-backs. And this game was won and lost early on due to United's pressing plan, or lack thereof. Ronaldo played as United's centre-forward, and he's not a great presser in the slightest, which is not necessarily a bad thing. He is 36 and it has never been a strong part of his game. But usually, if a solitary forward is leading the press, they are at least able to cut out the lateral passing lane between the centre-backs to make it harder for the opposition to switch the side they're building up down. Or they can stop the centre-backs having forward progression. However, Ronaldo wasn't really able to achieve either, meaning that often, Konate or Van Dijk could pick up the ball and drive forward unmarked and look to pick out a pass. And here's where Ollie could have made a decision to have the entire team sit deeper, as we've often seen him do in the past against big teams. However, despite having a poor pressing forward, United still tried to press, and a good press requires the whole team to function as a unit. So at times, Fernandes would have to leave midfield to try and assist Ronaldo in the press by pressing the advancing centre-back, creating somewhat of a 4-4-2. Defending in a 4-4-2 can be effective, especially if the forwards are compact and either press the centre-backs together or prevent entry into the midfield. But with Ronaldo not pressing, it just meant that United had one less midfielder, potentially allowing Liverpool to play into the centre. This is not ideal, especially as Firmino already often dropped into the midfield, so there could be an overload. Liverpool also made it harder for the United midfield to back up the press, as we often saw Henderson and Milner become a double pivot, whilst Keita pushed between the lines. So, if a United pivot tried to back up the press to make it harder for Liverpool, the remaining pivot would be overloaded between the lines. So, United changed the personnel in the press. It was often Greenwood who would come in off the right-hand side to press the centre-back and be the second forward, which would allow Fernandes to remain in the midfield, helping to ease the overload. But when attempting this riskier pressing strategy, it is crucial for the right winger to use a curved run to try and cut off the passing lane into the left back, in this case Robertson, who initially was deep as the option. But Greenwood often didn't manage this. And Liverpool could adapt, as Milner from left central midfield could remain central. But When we saw Greenwood starting deeper and sitting on Robertson, Milner could move out wide to the left to be the unmarked man and help to overload Wan-Bissaka. On occasion, McTominay was able to come out and prevent this, especially if Robertson was advancing. But on more than one occasion, Wan-Bissaka was drawn high, forcing the entire backline to shift across, leaving the centre-backs in perilous situations. We see elements of this in the first goal. Fernandes is initially drawn high to press the centre-back. Without the midfield backing this up, Henderson could have been an easy option in the pivot position, but Liverpool instead go back to Alisson. Van Dijk then receives, and Greenwood is pressing straight on from a central region, rather than out to in, so he can't cut off the passing lane, meaning that Van Dijk can easily find Robertson. Wan-Bissaka rather than McTominay backs up the press, so now Jota is free down the flank. Lindelof from right centre-back is then dragged into the right-back position, and Maguire to the right centre-back position. When Salah receives, Shaw, the left-back, is now in the left centre-back position, meaning that there is space in the left-back position for Keita to receive, drive forward, and finish the 1 versus 1. The fourth goal shows a different side of the Liverpool build-up, Man United pressing dynamic. This time when Robertson receives, Greenwood stays out wide and presses him, but as we discussed, the left midfielder could come across to increase the overload. So with Greenwood making it a 2 versus 2 out wide, Jones, on for Milner, moves out wide. This means that Wan-Bissaka is now 2 versus 1 down, and it has a similar effect as in the first goal, as Wan-Bissaka moves onto Jota, and Lindelof has to shift across to the right-back position to cover the left central midfielder. So, Maguire then moves across to Firmino into the right centre-back position, meaning that when Jota receives, Shaw is also sucked in central, again allowing a man, this time Salah, to receive in the left-back region to finish. Overall, this match showed the importance of a cohesive pressing and defensive structure, which United lacked. It also showed that consistently having to come from behind is not a good thing, as against better opposition, this will be impossible. Klopp, on the other hand, will be delighted, as they continue to show that last season's form was nothing but a blip. But I'd love if you comment what you made of the match down below, and also let me know how you think the top 4 will end at the end of the season. And guys, don't forget to download Top 11 for free through the link in the description below, as it really helps to support the channel. For today's match, there was a golfing class on a tactical level, meaning that Klopp earns a strong 8 on the tactical manager score, whilst Ollie's defensive plans were poor from the start, and there was no adaptation, especially in regards to the press and the defensive structure, although they did manage to keep the score down with 10 men, meaning that he earns a 3. But leave your ratings down below as well. And if you enjoyed this video, you may also enjoy the FMS Patreon. On Patreon, you'll get early access to videos, exclusive videos, as well as the ability to vote on various polls and so much more. It's a great way to support the channel, and it is now cheaper than ever. All you have to do is head over to patreon.com/footballmadesimple, or press the card in the top right or the end card at the end of this video. And a special thanks to my patrons including Whale and Thomas.
But that's all for today, and remember, keep it simple.